What's up, guys? Chris from Good Looking Loser, and we are resuming our Bathmate FAQ, frequently asked questions about the Bathmate Hydropump. Alright, it's a bit of an off-course question here, but I've heard it over 10 times, so it's obviously on people's mind. Can you take the Bathmate on an airplane? And suggestions on like how to travel with it, you know? Alright, so these days, Bathmate has a carrying case. All right. If you order the Extreme model, that's the new one. It'll automatically come with this. All right. It's got a lock and all this kind of stuff. I don't know if you want to lock it up taking it on an airplane because TSA will probably rip that lock off if they think it's something that they need to be looking at, or if they just want to look at it anyway. But you can travel with it in your suitcase. You can also take it on the plane, which I'll talk to you about in a second. What I've been doing in general when I have luggage, I'll grab the Bathmate, right? And I'll just wrap it in a sweatshirt or something and put it probably in the middle of the suitcase just so it's padded around. I've had a few things broken on airplanes, and probably of which I could have prevented, but you know, they really throw your luggage around, and the Bathmate is pretty tough, but you know, when 200 pounds of luggage falls on it, or it falls 15 feet from an airplane to the concrete, you know, and it hits it, it could break. So wrap it in a sweatshirt, throwing it in your suitcase is probably my number one option, recommendation, if you will. I also sometimes just put, well, this is what I do if this is what I thought to do after I've been doing the sweatshirt thing. I just put it in the box that, you know, it came in. Bathmate comes in an unmarked white box. Within that box is another brown box. But I can, you know, you can just put it in the box that, the mailing box, and throw that in your suitcase too. It depends what you have room for. I guess the sweatshirt thing is a little more convenient, but putting it in a box, that it's been totally good to go after that. If you order it recently, you have the option to buy the carrying case, which is actually quite nice. I didn't even expect it. I didn't know it was coming, but that's quite big. Now, the others, the box, the sweatshirt, you know, you can cut down on space. Depends on how much room you have. I have brought it on the airplane with me, and people want to know about that. And it's actually, I brought it on the airplane 3 times with me because I hate waiting for luggage. Especially if you guys know me, I live in about 3 different places. I don't claim really full-time in any of them, but I try to travel because I really do not like getting on airplanes and the whole process of security and all that kind of stuff. So I try to pack, you know, lightly, and if I can, I'll just bring my stuff on the plane. So I brought the Bathmate on the plane about 3 times. Only once was I checked, and the guy was really pretty interested in it and friendly about the whole thing too. So, just my luck, I got pulled aside for a random security check. You know, why does that always seem to happen to me? But nonetheless, I told him that inside, I know this guy's going to look at it like, what the hell is this thing? I know it's going to show up in the x-ray thing when they go through it, so they're going to be curious what it is. I just told them, I said, okay, in that box there, I don't know what it looks like on the screen, but it's a penis pump. And if you guys know me, I really don't have a hell of a lot of shame about this stuff. I put my pictures on the internet naked and showing what this thing can do for you and stuff like that. So I don't have a lot of shame. But he was like, really? And I was like, hell yeah. Yeah, it's called the Bathmate. And he's like, okay. He goes, I'll make sure I put gloves on before I touch it or whatever. I was like, okay, you gotta go through it. You gotta go through it. So he opens this box. It wasn't actually this box. It was the box that actually says Bathmate on it. If you want to be a little more discreet, obviously carry it in the unmarked mailbox. But he looks at it and he puts the gloves on. And he's looking at it. So and he turns to the girl that I'm with. I'm traveling with a chick at this point, and he says, "Does it work?" And she's like, "Yeah, it definitely fucking works." And I got a kick out of that. I was like, here, I'll write down the name for you. I don't know if he even wanted me to write it down for him to help him remember, but I wrote it down. And it was no big deal. So the point was, I guess that's the worst case scenario thing that people are like scared of. I don't personally understand the part about being uh, like having to be like so private and discreet about like using this thing. I really don't. I never have. But I do understand that there are guys out there that don't want the world knowing they're putting like a pump on their dick trying to make it bigger or something. You know what? Trying to improve your penis size, like, it doesn't mean you have a small dick. Like, it doesn't. Like, it does. Like, I use it pretty much every day now. I carry it with me. Girls see it in my shower. The ones that use the downstairs shower instead of the upstairs one. When I tell them to use the upstairs ones because mine's so fucking dirty, I don't give a shit. But most of them know my dick is big. So you can have a dick. At this point, it is. It wasn't when I started, but just because you use working on Bathmate or male enhanced doesn't mean your dick is small. I don't think there's anything to be embarrassed about. Worst comes to worst, they will let you take it on board. Um, Maybe that scares people or something. Just put it in your suitcase. If you have luggage, put it in your suitcase. If not, it's not against any regulations or anything. I mean, look, it's a plastic fucking pump. It's got some rubber on it. Definitely works. And I wouldn't travel without it. Like I really wouldn't. Um, Less these days than before. I could travel around and I've lived in all sorts of different cities. I've lived in I think 9 different cities. I visited even more of them. So I know chicks in different cities, and usually my preference is they come out to LA. But if they're in a cool place like Chicago or New York or something like that, I'll go visit them. And obviously, we're gonna be having sex several times, and I'm gonna want to use this because girls remember it. Okay, they might not remember the bathmate, but they'll remember, especially if it's their first time with you, that with you have a sausage between your legs. So definitely can travel with it on the airplane or in a suitcase, whatever you want to do.